debate. Each one of you represents one company or one point of view. So what I'd like to begin with is to each one of you introduces himself and to say which company or which point of view he or she represents, starting from the left, please.
Okay, my name is Helen Vukic. I'm representing with my colleague Research Institute of Organic Agriculture, and we are for the regulation of organic productions and labeling organic, exactly non-organic products.
Thank you.
Yes, okay, I'm Julia Herman, or Julia Herman, it doesn't matter. I'm also from Organic Products, and we're from Organic Products, and we're both for the regulation or
labeling.
yes, we are.
Okay, thank you. Next one, please.
Hi everybody, my name is Simon Vitev and I'm lobbyist for Coca-Cola. And unlike my colleague lobbyist here, I vote against, or I'm in a position of promoting the interests of Coca-Cola against regulation and labeling of organic products.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Stefan Stevanovic from Organic Monitor. My colleagues are almost fighting for the regulation and labeling of organic products.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rosha Yusuf, and I am lobbying for Monsanto Incorporated, and I lobby against the regulation on organic production and the labeling law of organic products.
I lobby for the Research Institute of Organic Agriculture, and like my colleague already said, we are supporting the proposed regulations. And we have to stretch out, it's really important to have labeling of GMO products. That's one of our priorities.
Okay, so my first question for each and every one of you is, why do you think labeling is good? Because we heard some positions and some arguments back in the EP, and since you're a lobbyist, since you've been there and voted in European Council.
Yeah, actually, it's all about the consumers. They have to know what they buy.
Yeah.
They have to trust what they're eating. They have to trust it.
So since all of you are also consumers, and I want to ask you personally, from your personal point of view, do you consume organic food, or since majority of you is for organic food, I want to ask you if you personally consume organic food.
I can answer.
Okay.
Even though I'm not in the majority, even I am in the minority of people, of lobbies. Personally, I lobby for Monsanto, which means against the regulation, but I am all for organic products. As myself, I'm a vegetarian. Yes, I consume organic products. Of course, I consume genetically modified products. I consume products that are conventionally grown. So I don't see any problem with that. I consume everything.
Do you think nowadays it's a problem to prefer GMO food from the organic food? And do you think you have a right as a consumer to ask in the store or in the restaurant if something is GMO or organic, and to ask for organic instead of?
I do not think we have to ask it. I think they have to tell us, have to let us know, so that everyone has to know this.
Yes.
Not only people who are doing the effort to ask it.
This is what regulation is about.
I think this regulation is actually about more like to not let the people do any further research, but just let them all out, tell them point blank what the products are made of. Tell them point blank things and words like biohazardous, dangerous,
we have no idea.
or something like this.
We have no idea what the effects of GMOs are on a long-term base.
Yeah.
That has to be tested before we can implement it in our food. And if it's not tested, we have to let consumers know what they're eating. Because there is, even if it's a little chance, people have to know it. It might be dangerous on the long term. So
I know. But you see, wasn't tested, then I would be totally with you. But if it, yes, it is tested.
By
It is
who?
very much
By
tested.
Monsanto company or?
Monsanto company, yes, in fact, has some laboratories, but is always consulting independent researchers. And I do not like the hate that has been spread. No, the Monsanto company has many other proof that the GMO seeds are safe.
Can you
And
please
if
give some report in the last 2 years?
Sure. So this year is 2014 minus 2012. That means 2 years before, the European Commission had a very good review. I can show it in my laptop if you want, it's upstairs. This review was about healthiness and safety of GMO seeds, not only in Europe, which is your main interest, I assume, but
And it has information about long-term effects of GMO.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Exact
And it
information.
says that there are no effects so long. And about
So long,
long-term
how about
effects-
long-term?
Long term, you mean in about 100 years when you will not be
No,
around?
about
yeah,
50
100
years.
one
50
lifetime
years?
indeed.
Well, I
No,
can tell
we
you
live
about, yes.
until 100 years, so that's indeed, that's the
Yeah, I
term
know.
we have to discuss. Not 50 years, it's 100 years.
Okay, so let's say first thing first, about 50 years. There are many products tested in 20 years because GMOs are around for 20 years. As far as organics are concerned, do you actually believe that if you go to a consumer and explain to them exactly how an organic product is, which means no pesticides, which means only with natural fertilizers, that they will actually like it? And plus, if you tell
Because
them
it has
that
no
it's
basic
about
pesticides.
I don't know, apples, 10 euros per kilo, do you think that they will like it? I think not.
So you think that people will put money in first place before the health?
Oh no, it is healthy, but it's just that they will not
Pesticides.
put. Yes. Pesticides are tested. Pesticides is not something that Dexter the cartoon makes in his own laboratory. Pesticides is something that actual scientists test every day, every month. There is proof. I understand your concern about 50 years, but genetically modified products have been around for only 20 years. We're sorry we do not have a time machine to go back in time and start doing things
Until then-
in the 1950s.
Why are we fighting for legal?
Because you have to start from somewhere.
Yes.
I think you know
Okay.
very well that people don't like GMO food. And that's why they don't want to be legally.
I think you know very
No, no,
good.
you won't stop themselves.
That's
I'm sure that's
So
true.
why would you pay more?
You wouldn't pay more, it's not so costly.
No, what's the next
It is
step? You want to know the recipe?
No, it's
People know how to make it?
I guess that if you're a lobbyist for an organization, no, it's not. But if you're just a small, if you're just a worker, if you're a farmer, it is pretty expensive. If you're a worker, if you're a farmer, if you have family, if you have needs, it is
I
expensive.
had to ask you, have you heard that ever for term currents? I mean, that's the right term.
Currents.
Yeah, no currents like money currents. It's called currents. I mean, that means that on fruits and vegetables that are treated by pesticides, they cannot be used, 2 weeks or